Today we're going to unbox, set up, use, demonstrate, and show the carrying case for a NOCO GB70 and or the NOCO Boost HD. So you want to stay tuned to the end of the video because I actually did have some issues with the original unit, and so I'll explain that as we go. But anyways, here's some footage of the unboxing. Not a lot here except for you've got the unit itself, you got the charger for the car, and then you've got your USB, and then pretty beefy instruction manual. And last but not least is a little carrying case. Leaves something to be desired, which is why I got the thicker carrier case, which is shown at the end of the video. So first things first, you're going to want to charge it. The ports on the right are the charging, the ports on the left are the discharging. So plug it into a USB source and let it go. You'll watch the LED lights pulse, and they should pulse all the way across until you get there. So we're starting at 4, we'll see how long it takes to charge. Okay, a couple hours later, almost 9, still not charged. The green LED is pulsing, and the green LED should be solid when it's completely charged. Okay, it's 1 a.m. I'm going to bed. It's supposed to charge in 7 hours. I'm a little surprised it hasn't charged, but I'm going to unplug it, replug it in, let it charge overnight, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'll spoil the surprise. So we let it charge for 24 hours straight, well above what the manufacturer said, and also charged it in the car. Still didn't work. It should have a solid green light with no other LEDs. Okay, well, it's still in charge, but I'm going to go ahead and try it out anyway and see what happens. So this car, we let the battery die because, well, there's no excuse because we're dumb, because we forgot to drive it, and because of the pandemic situation, car just hasn't been driven. So turn the key, absolutely nothing, and just to show how dead it is, try to turn on some of the lights in the car, and this is one dead battery. So if it can jumpstart this, I'd be pretty impressed. And again, this is for gas engines up to 8.0 liters, diesel up to 6.0, and this particular engine is a 4.8, so it's not a particularly huge gas engine, but it is a V8. So get it hooked up, turn the unit on with the power button, and it doesn't seem to be responding like I think it should. So per the manual, the LED lights are supposed to chase if it's ready to jump, and the car is certainly not doing anything. So time to consult the manual. Okay, per the manual, we must have a battery that's really dead and it can't detect it. So we're gonna have to use the force mode or override. So that's what the little exclamation point is. But before I do that, I check my connections, turn it on and off a couple times, and make sure I didn't screw anything up. Hey, we got chasing lights now, and the headlights just came on. I must have left the ignition and on, but I'm hearing the vehicle making noise, dings and such, so that's a good sign. Ooh, we got radio on as well, that's also a good sign. And we got dash lights. Let's try and start it. Sweet. So again, this isn't a huge engine, 4.8 liter, but it did turn it over and start it on a completely dead battery. According to the manual, it was less than 2 volts if this unit couldn't see it, so pretty impressive. So turn the unit off, disconnect the cables, of course, and let the vehicle run for a while because you have a really dead battery. Okay, so let's briefly talk about some of the other features. So to use some of the other features, turn the unit on. You've got a light feature, which is nice if you're jump starting in the dark. And then you have to have the unit on, of course, and if you want to charge something, just plug a USB into the USB out port. And then, of course, the other end of the USB you plug into whatever you're charging. And the unit has to stay on while you charge. So this is how it's supposed to look. When the charging is done, you should have a solid green light. So in my case, this is actually a second unit that was a replacement for the first unit that I finally was able to get to fully charge. The first unit never fully charged. So while I'm unboxing this hard case and showing how that's set up, I'm going to briefly just talk about that experience. So went back and forth with NOCO a bunch of times, and they said, well, you need to discharge the unit a bunch and recharge it, and that should solve it. And I tried and tried and tried, and I could not get that original unit to fully charge. That being said, that original unit was the one that was shown jump starting that GMC Yukon. So even though it didn't fully charge, it still was working. But when you're paying the kind of price you pay for this, you definitely want it to work right. So that's why I got it exchanged and got a new unit. They eventually told me to go back to the place where I bought it and exchange it there. And I haven't had any problems with the new unit ever since. So overall, pleased with this jump starter. It is expensive, but it could get you out of a bind, and I like how small it is, and you can throw it in the car with you. So if you like this video, subscribe for more content. Always new videos coming your way.